We have no confidence anymore in INEC. We have lost confidence in them. I knew Mahmoud more than 20 years ago. The impression I had about him then, but not now, was he is gentle, unassuming, decent. He ignored every clarion call and he participated in perpetrating and putting in place the most scandalous, the most fraudulent, the most irresponsible election process in the history of Nigeria, in spite of the billions of naira he requested for. And the moment he declared Tinubu as the winner,
those words were very, very painful. Those words were kind of emotional. Those words were too strong, actually, for the mind to hold. And those words are words that are being said in respect to the pain, the misery, the frustration that Nigerians are going through. Well, it's kind of something you have to really follow up, because that man there that made those statements, that man is not really mincing words in whatever he said. Now, that's that. Welcome to this episode of What's Trending Today. My name is Angelo Himalayas, your anchor. You heard it all from the horse's mouth there, but I'm not going to still cut you off. I'll give you the full video, but let me give you a preamble. That's Dr. Madhi Shehu from the northern side of the country, from Katsina State to be precise. And then he has something very important he said about the just completed elections and about the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. I'll allow you to watch the full video of that statement he made and what he knows about Mahmoud Yakubu. And then when we come back, we'll have a brief analysis on what he said, and we'll also have a brief analysis on what he thinks about the electoral process and the forthcoming gubernatorial elections. Listen to Dr. Madhi Shehu as he makes his own statement on Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. We'll be back.
postponing the election of the governors and House of Assembly election has been foreseen. In fact, let me add that I will not be surprised. They postponed the election to give them enough time to assemble the winners even before the election. I will not be surprised that in the kitchens of INEC, they have the names of people to be declared as governors. It's just a matter of time. Therefore, postponing or taking over the election anytime by INEC is just a pre-arranged issue. It's an RNG business. We have no confidence anymore in INEC. We have lost confidence in them. I knew Mahmoud more than 20 years ago. The impression I had about him then, but not now, was he is gentle, unassuming, decent. He ignored every clarion call and he participated in perpetrating and putting in place the most scandalous, the most fraudulent, the most irresponsible election process in the history of Nigeria, in spite of the billions of naira he requested for. And the moment he declared Tinubu as the winner, four things came into my mind. Number one, I remembered Chinua Achebe. In his book, Arrow of God, Achebe said, if you see an old woman dancing in the middle of the bush, dancing and dancing and dancing endlessly, using all the styles, all the tricks, but you who is watching the old woman have not heard or seen any drama, have not heard the music she is dancing to. Achebe said, if you don't see the drama, that old woman knows the drama. If you don't hear the music, that old woman hears the music. Therefore, for Mahmoud to unilaterally ignore all the clear, glaring evidences of fraud and misrepresentation in the election, he was dancing to a music, he was dancing to a drum. We know the drummers.
All right, I gave you the full video there, and I suppose you learned a lot from the video. You listened to what Dr. Madhi Shehu said, and from what he said, of course, you know that Nigeria, if not properly taken care of, is heading for the south. All right, is heading for the south. Now, let me be very categorical about this analysis, and I will try to be straightforward too. So those that don't really understand the political system in Nigeria would have something to take home after watching this video. Now, let me briefly give you a biography of Dr. Madhi Shehu. Dr. Madhi Shehu is a legal practitioner. He's also a political activist. He's a political analyst and a politician too. And he's also a business mogul. All right, he has lots of businesses scattered all over northern Nigeria and all over Nigeria generally. Now, Dr. Madhi Shehu was famous for the fact that some time ago he dragged the Katsina state government to court for an alleged mismanagement of funds and, of course, misplacement of public funds too. So that was the particular case that made Dr. Madhi Shehu very, very famous. And he has remained that famous since then till date. That has made him delve into different political issues in Nigeria and make known his own point of view, especially when it comes to electoral processes and the political system in Nigeria and in the north as well. And now, outrightly, Dr. Madhi Shehu has really been unhappy despite the fact that he is from northern Nigeria. That is the part I'm trying to draw your mind to. Now, if you really know how the Nigerian political system works, you will know that at some point a lot of people put in ethnicity and religion when it comes to the political system in Nigeria, especially as it regards the choice of a leader to govern the people or to govern a particular section of Nigeria or Nigeria as a whole politically. Now, what am I trying to say? Dr. Madhi Shehu there is one, although very controversial activist most times, but he has really put aside ethnicity there and has come out to say what he has to say as it concerns the welfare of the citizens of the country, Nigeria. What am I trying to say? Anybody that is coming from, or anybody that hails from the northern Nigeria, or the north, or the south, or sorry, or the northwest, or the hardcore north, or even the southwestern part of the country, would back the electoral results that was produced by INEC, as it affects, or as we know that it has someone who has a link with the north. Talking about Bola Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. His link with the north is his religion, of course. We shouldn't forget that. Asiwaju Tinubu is a Muslim and he practices Islam. So too is his vice presidential running mate. That's Senator Shettima. Yes. Now, Senator Kashim Shettima is from Borno State. Of course, he was once the governor of Borno State. And if you've been following the trend of events, you will know that he's the vice presidential candidate or the running mate of Bola Asiwaju Tinubu. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the fact that he practices Islam makes his link to the north very, very strong. And that also was vivid during the election, where you heard that Bola Ahmed Tinubu won and the APC won with a greater number of votes. We don't know if they are real or not as to what's happening right now, but that's that. Let's not divert a lot. Madhi Shehu is from the north and he practices Islam, but he has failed to back up or to back the results that were produced by INEC a few weeks ago on the presidential elections. Madhi Shehu is one among the northern politicians, aside the APC chairman, that came out to say yes, he noticed and he can confirm that there were irregularities during the just concluded presidential elections as brought forth by INEC. Okay, now Madhi Shehu has come out to condemn the results that INEC produced as the end results for the presidential elections some weeks ago. Now, aside that, Madhi Shehu is also coming forth to liken this particular electoral process to a particular scenery in Chinua Acheb's novel, The Arrow of God. All right. Now, he thinks that INEC is connected with a form of prearranged electoral results. So that's why he said that he wasn't surprised at the fact that INEC postponed the gubernatorial elections that was supposed to take place sometime last week, Saturday. Okay, Madhi Shehu said because of irregularities and because of the fact that INEC seems to be unsettled over the heat that they are going through as a result of the just completed presidential election results, he feels INEC postponed the gubernatorial election so they could according to him, they could produce, of course, their usual list of governors even before the election or the electoral processes kickstarts. All right. He also feels that the postponement of the gubernatorial elections was a kind of foreseen, okay, as he feels that INEC would provide themselves, as I said before, with a list of House of Assembly candidates and a list of already voted candidates even before the electoral process starts. All right. He gave his own moral appraisal on Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the present INEC chairman and the one who was in charge during which the presidential results were produced or was given. The same presidential election results that a lot of Nigerians and a lot of international communities have granted or have termed as unacceptable and having a lot of irregularities. Of course, he said he has known Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the INEC chairman. He has known him for over 20 years. And 20 years ago, he could say that Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was a very gentle man, non-assuming, and so on and so forth. But forward to 2023, Dr. Madhi, all right, he came out to really make known that although he alleged that the same Professor Mahmoud Yakubu participated and he took charge and he put in place the most scandalous, the most treacherous, according to him, the most fraudulent and the most irresponsible electoral process in Nigeria's history. Okay, he said in spite of the billions of naira that Professor Mahmoud and INEC requested for. This is very, very strange, because if you followed the trend of events when INEC really tabled their budget concerning the 2023 elections, I think plus or minus INEC requested for a whopping sum of 305 billion naira, and it was given to them. Of course, it was approved, and the bill was passed, and then INEC took a whopping sum of 305 billion naira to organize the 2023 elections, to make available technological know-how and technological materials and computerized materials like the beavers that came to malfunction of all elections, to malfunction during the presidential elections. That's very, very sad. But we look forward to see where the court leads us to, because Dr. Madhi there pointed at the fact that the judiciary is not really competent to deliver justice when it comes to this particular case of the INEC and a kind of results that were really termed as unacceptable and having a lot of irregularities. Let us see where the judiciary takes us to. Of course, the last we heard of the case was that Peter Obi and then his counsel led a whooping number of lawyers, 60 in number, to go inspect electoral materials, while INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, were playing hide and seek with the fact that they didn't want a kind of inspection of materials as ordered by the court. I'll bring you more updates on this particular electoral process, and I will make sure that you always get what you want as regards the political occurrences in Nigeria. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to like our videos, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe to Nation's Voice Tower, because this is the policy on which YouTube uses to recommend our videos to people in Nigeria and in diaspora. Thank you for staying with us. Peace out.